Hi Flosstube, this is Lauren, the Gen X Stitcher, coming to you from my craft room. My first video, I finally made it. Been watching Flosstube for a long time and wanting to do this, but made every excuse in the world because I'm a procrastinator that way. And went to StitchCon and was very encouraged by a lot of people, especially my table mates. Hi girls! Can't wait to see you again. Had a blast there, met tons of people, and everything that everybody else said was spot on with me too. So, again, my name is Lauren, and Gen X Stitcher is my new handle. I couldn't think of anything else, but I was born and raised in the Gen X era, so that's what it is. That's what I came up with. I am from Northern Ohio. I live near Oberlin, so Oberlin College. I'm about 10 minutes from Lake Erie, and I'm about 40 minutes east of Sandusky, Ohio, which is where Cedar Point is located, and I figured a lot of people can associate with Cedar Point, so not very far. I am very nervous, so I apologize ahead of time for my ums and just trying to get through this video. Hopefully my husband can help me edit before I have to put this on, because I am not delaying it any longer. So, I am not going to sit and do the whole needleworker thing, which is fun to watch, but I also enjoy how you learn about people through their different videos. And so I'm only going to talk about a few things related to me today, and then the rest is going to be stitching. So I've been wanting to do Flosstube for a long time, and I learned so much from watching it. So I hope that somebody somewhere can get at least one little thing from me in my future videos. So some of the things I learned was, and I'm sorry, I'm looking down because, yes, I made sheets. I learned my biggest thing is I can stitch more than one project at a time, and I think that's kind of where I lost my love of cross-stitch back in my early 20s, because I would get bored, and so I just kind of let it go to the wayside. But now I know I can stitch more than one, and this is some of my collection, some of my whips, and some of my kitted up things for future, and that's a whole nother tour on another day. And I have to apologize because, of course, like everybody else, as soon as you start recording, life behind you starts happening. My cats are fighting. I have 2 cats, and they may make an appearance in one of my videos. My husband's out doing lawn work, so I might hear some type of machine going by. I'm sorry. But anyways, off the subject. Some of the other things I learned is on Flosstube is the color changes you can make. I haven't done a lot of that yet, but I have started a few things here or there that I've changed. One thing that I can't do that I've seen a lot of people do is they've taken out or they've added some of the different motifs of a pattern. I haven't quite gotten that courage up yet. I don't know. It's like taken away from the artist piece, but never say never. We'll see. Maybe you're just using the same designer's patterns, from another pattern onto this pattern. I like that idea, so maybe. Needle minders. I'm not a big needle minder collector. I've made a lot of mine that I have. In fact, I've made all of them, I think. I like to spend my money on patterns, so not that I don't like needle minders, it's just I like to spend my money on patterns. Alternatives for framing. I used to frame all my stuff. Everything went in a frame. Who knew? Bonnie Pfeiffer, of course. just her flat folds and her ornament styles. Awesome. Thank you, Vanna, for all your tutorials and everything that you do teaching us. And then Priscilla, all her antiques and thrifty stuff. Oh my gosh, I have half that stuff laying around my house already. Now I have a use for it. So thank you both. And I'm sure there's tons more people out there that need credit, but those are the two that come to my mind right now. Sorry. And then Facebook groups and retreats. I used to go to a lot of scrapbooking retreats, so I was overjoyed to find out there's actually cross-stitching retreats out there. And I found out there's a lot more people out in the world like me that like to stay home and be quiet, not have a lot of people around me. I enjoy history, I enjoy sewing, I enjoy scrapbooking and all that other stuff that you all do, and antiquing and thrifting, and I don't know, it's like we're all soulmates or something. So thank you everyone for sharing all your stuff, and I hope I can give a little bit out there too. I've been cross-stitching, since I was in high school, back when they had home ec in school. I needed a project, and my sewing teacher really encouraged me to try my hand at cross-stitching, and it was really popular back then. I graduated in 1986, so you can do the math how old I am, hence the name Gen X Stitcher. So anyways, that's how I fell in love with cross-stitching, and as I said, I fell out of it in about my mid-20s, I think, after I was married, and I got into all kinds of crafts. I've always sewn. Sewn my own clothes for a long time. I don't anymore, but anyways, and I love to scrapbook, but since about early 2016, I just jumped onto that wagon, I should say, and have been going crazy ever since, and I love it. So let me just get on with the video, and sorry it's not perfect, and I'm very detail oriented, and I think that was a lot of my procrastination, because I am a procrastinator, and I think my detailing has something to do with it. So I always felt like I wasn't ready enough, so I think I'm ready now, so I'm going to get into it. That's another reason I'm doing videos. I want to keep myself accountable for not only finishing projects, but final finishes. And with some of these new different ways to finish, I gotta get it done. And so I am going to try and finish at least 1 to 2 projects, final finish them, for each video. And that's how I'm going to hold myself accountable. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so let me dig in here. I'm gotta keep myself on track here. The first thing I'm going to do is my finishes. I have no final finishes for this video, so next time. These are some of the finishes that I've done since I've started cross-stitching again. A couple final finishes that I've done since I've been cross-stitching again, I've given away as gifts, so don't have anything to show you. Sorry, there's my husband with the blower. So, the first thing I have, and this I have to finish for next video. I feel so bad. My mom lives in Florida, and I think that was one of the excuses I was using not to finish it, because, oh, I'll get it to her next time I see her. But I gotta get this done, because I stitched it in August of 2016 for her birthday. Here we are, 2 years later. I had it done, I just never framed it and sent it to her. Isn't that terrible? I'm I'm a terrible daughter. But here it is. It's the Serenity Prayer. We had a lot in our family happening, which I'm not going to get into today. But this prayer got me and my mom through a lot. And so I had to stitch this for her. It is on, let me see my notes here. It's on, I think this is Even Weave from MCG Textiles that I thought looked kind of linen-y. I didn't like it. I'm not MCG Textiles in general. I just don't like this Even Weave. It's just very difficult for me. I'd rather have just regular linen to stitch on. So, and this was an old pattern that I got from our local Habitat for Humanity store. It's from The Art of Cross Stitch. I have no idea how old it is, but look, $3 for a pattern. So I'm thinking it's kind of old. So, but I love it, and I think I paid 10 cents for it. So all better. So anyways, I finished that in August, and so this is my first thing that I'm going to be held accountable for. I have a frame. Yeah, it's going in a frame. I have a frame that I thrifted from Goodwill. So the next thing I did I finished in February of 2017. No, I'm sorry, February of 2018. It was my New Year's start for 2018. Ooh, sorry, my pile's like sliding. It was my January 1st start. Whoop. Little House Needleworks. This project was just so fun, and a lot of you have stitched it. I'm usually a center starter, but for this one I started with A, and I went left to right, and it was just so fun to see the letters and the little motifs come to life. So fun. This is my other, I have an idea of and I have all the supplies bought of what I'm going to do. So that'll be done next time. Let's see, I told you I think I did this in February, I finished it in February 2018. And I did this on all the called for floss and fabric, which was 32 count Confederate gray, I think. That's what I did it on. That's what they told me it was. So I did all the called for flosses and everything. I have to keep everything in order, so detailedness. And then the next thing I finished was, I'm going to show you, those were my two that I had to show you that I'm going to be held accountable for finishing. But I want to show you June, July, and August of 2017. And then I'm going to show you June, July, and August of 2018 finishes. And that'll catch me up to my next video then. And then I'll be on track. So this one here is from, I'll tell you where it's from on the next one I show you. This is a kitty series that was online, and I pulled out my own colors for this one. They were pretty darn close to what she had, so that's October. And this one is done on 18 count Aida. Show you closer. And then this one that's my only June 2017 one that I had to show you, sorry. And then this one I did in July. Had it done for July 4th, I just didn't final finish it. This was the July cat. Isn't it cute? Love its hat. And let's see. I did this one also on Ada. 18 count. Charles Craft, I think. Just stuff that you buy at Michael's. And where I found it was the Happiness is crossstitching.blogspot.com, and it's a free series that she did on her blog, and I'll post it below if I can get my husband to help me do that. If not, I will tell you again next video. So, there's a whole years, and I have other ones done too, but I'll show you those. Another July finished last year, and this was from the Just Cross Stitching magazine, Halloween edition, 2017. See if I can get the color. I did it on 28 count Monaco. I dyed it myself. I'm not going to get, oh there, maybe coming back a little bit further gets you truer color. I dyed it myself. I did it first in yellow, and it was just too bright and not Halloween-y to me. And then I did it in a light brown using Rit dye. I used the liquid Rit dye. And I've dyed a lot of my own pieces, so. My husband doesn't like it because of the spiders. He doesn't like spiders, so. Oh, well, I like it. I love the colors. Okay, and then oh my, I lost my, sorry, I got my stuff mixed up. This is a Little House needlework pattern that I did. Called Kitty Cottage Sampler. Finished it August 13th, 2017. I had to do it because I have two cats, and they're both tabby, marmalade tabbies, and one is really dark like this one, and one is really light colored. I did change the eyes. We're supposed to be like a black French knot, and I changed it to orange beads because that's the color of my little baby's. He's not baby's too, but he's my baby guy. That's the color of his eyes, so I did it in that. 28 count clay cast shell. I used the called for colors, and that is the called for fabric too. This is a must finish that I need to be accountable for too. So, okay, now this is my 2018 June, July, and August finishes. The first one is Teresa Kogut. Oops, sorry, my notes were on there. Sorry, I'll get better at this, I promise. Teresa Kogut, it's called This Land. Of course, the orange tabby kitty. And I also love sheep. I used to raise sheep for 4-H when I was a kid. And so I had to do that one too. And this is done on 32 count even weave from MCG Textiles mushroom. And again, I should have never started it on that one. Live and learn. Okay. Oh, I had one more in June of 2018, and I'll kind of talk about that one when I show you my current whips. But I had gifted away for StitchCon, Smalls Exchange, and I'll tell you what I did when I show you the pattern. Next one is the Creek. Oops. I was going to get my board to show you this one on because it's a big one. Sorry if I'm making anyone sick. Let us be thankful. And I got to give you a close-up of the turkey because he has fancy floss and the letters have fancy floss. And I used all called for threads and threads and fabric, except for the turkey feet and beak. I just used the yellow that I had in my stash because I couldn't see paying all that for the feet for fancy floss. And this is done, oops, sorry. This is done on 32 count. I think it's a Zweigart fabric. My aunt had given me 2 huge pieces of linen a long time ago that I had in my stash, and then I quit stitching, so I'm finally using it. The package said it was antique cotton linen, so I have no idea, but I do know it's 32 count, and it had the orange stripe, so that's why I think it's from Zweigart. I started this one. This was one that I took. I went to Italy last year in 2017, October of 2017. I started it. I got this turkey up until the bee done on my 2-week trip, and put it away for a while, and I just got it back out, and I finished it up in June. I do a lot of smalls, but I do have some big projects, but I do a lot of smalls. This is a July heart and hand project, and it's the from the wee ones. This is the 4th of July bird. It's done on 32 count summer khaki. I finished this July 9th of 2018. Oh, that's another thing. Some of my projects have my date on there and some of them don't. I just feel like sometimes it takes away from the project too much if I put the date in. I don't know. I got to get better about putting at least the date in. I don't like my initials on it, but I at least like the date. And I used all the called for colors on that one. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not. For the red, they had a Lancaster red charted, and I used brick from Weeks Dye. This next one, oh, I was so excited to do it. I finished it in a couple of weeks. I started this one June 25th, and I finished on July 17th. This is not my idea. I did see this on Pinterest or Flosstube, one of the two. So as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to stitch this one on this fabric. It's a Little House Needlework. I'm sorry, I don't know who originally stitched it on this fabric. This fabric is a 28 count Berkshire Hive from Fabric Flair. I bought it from my local LNS. I have 3 LNSs by me, and I'll talk about those in my next video. But I did buy this fabric, and the kit from, or not the kit, the pattern from my LNS, and I did substitute. This originally was blues, the flowers were blues, and I chose pinks to swap it out to. And I can't wait to finish it. I have an idea. So we'll be seeing that one more. Again, if I'm saying anything too fast and you need colors or fabric or anything, put it down in the comments. I'll get back to you and let you know. Okay, this next one, I have got to get better at this. This is Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, Basket of Summertime. I did swap out a few colors on this one. The skin, I used DMC 754. I subbed out parchment and that's a gassed color. I subbed out, that's the house, some of the stars and the stripes. I used DMC 822. And I subbed out Heirloom Gold, which was on the dog, and that's another gassed color. I subbed out 829 DMC. And then the teeny red flowers, they called for Colorworks, Classic Colorworks, red copper, and I switched it out for DMC 918. I think it turned out pretty good. And this was stitched on 36 count Edinburgh. See if I can give you a close up. 36 count Edinburgh. By R&R Reproductions, Patriots Brew. I finished that on July 22nd, 2018. The next one is another Heart and Hand. We Won Summer Bird. Oh my gosh. Doing it. Sorry, I have my fan going on me. Blowing everything. Summer Bird. I did all the called for fabric and linen. The linen was 32 count Summer Khaki, Belfast. I love this one. So cute. I did this one, it started August 6th and I finished it August 8th. It was a very simple one. Shouldn't have taken me that long, but I only cross stitch in the evenings because I do have a full-time job. Sometimes I only get a half-hour lunch, so sometimes I don't get to stitch. I try at lunch, but I don't always. So I don't feel that I get a whole lot of stitching time. So when I give dates, it's irrelevant because I don't stitch like continuously. And those are my finishes. So next time you'll see a few of those fully finished, and we'll go from there. See what happens. Next thing I want to show you is I thought, I think they call it saving the stitches, and I call it cross stitch rescue. I have two of them I want to show you. I think it's an awesome idea. Somebody put time into it. So I was at the Goodwill. This is the frame it came into. 99 cents, guys, at Goodwill. I don't know what this pattern is. I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's a little house pattern. I don't know. If somebody knows, let me know down in the comments. J&W stitched it. Sorry for the glare. I like how she took, or he, I don't know, left some of the raw edges on there. I thought that was kind of cute. But anyways, I'm going to see how I can fix it up and not fix it. It's pretty the way it is, but I'm going to see if I'm going to add Gen X Stitcher's touch to it. See what happens. Okay. Confession. I'm saving my own stitch. I stitched this one back in, my dad was real sick, so I remember stitching some of it back in 86, some of it in 87, and I think I finished it in 93 because that's the date that was on the price tag of the mats. Again, I should have put the date on there at least, and I didn't. So it's anywhere from 86 to 93 that I stitched on this baby. And here it is. I'm sorry. I think it is a Stony Creek pattern. I don't know. I don't have the pattern anymore. It's one of the ones that I got rid of when I stopped stitching. Okay. It was in a brown frame. I thought when I moved into this house 5 years ago, I'll paint it red. I don't like it. It's just me. I don't like it. I had these mats. This is what I originally matted it in. I've never had anything professionally framed. I've matted all my own. Or I'm not matted, but framed my own. The mats were pre-cut from I don't know, some craft store back in the day. And I think this is 18 count Ada that I stitched it on. I think it's pretty small, so I'm thinking it's 18. 18 Ada is kind of one of my favorites. Anyways, can you see how funky my lines are? I'm going to show you the inside. I took it apart because, well, I spray painted that frame. But I have to show you guys, when I did this framing job, I used Priscilla Sticky board. And it's still there. It's still on it. I've not touched this yet. It's still fully intact. It's fairly flat. There is, because I didn't know how to iron back in the day, that you really can't see it on the camera, but there's like a fold line right down the middle that I have to get rid of. So my plan is to bring this up to date a little bit with the times and kind of make it somehow farmhouse styled. And I don't know what I'm going to come up with, but I'll figure it out and keep you posted. So I'm saving my own stitchy piece, rescuing it, giving it new life. Okay, current works. 34 minutes in, and I said I was only going to keep this a half hour. Sorry, I guess my first one's going to be a lot longer. Bear with me, guys. Okay. What I started in August, I do a somewhat of a rotation. I have a bag that I keep all my stuff in next to my couch. Every beginning of the month, I choose like 8 patterns that I want to work on, whether they be whips or new ones. And lately, I haven't had any new starts. I'm trying to get some of these little projects done. And I'll put them in that bag, and that's the only ones I'll work from for that entire month. Now, I like to spend about 4 to 5 days on each one. Some I'll spend a little less time. It just depends how I feel that night. And but I always pick from that bag. I don't stray from it. And once I work on it for that 4 days, I don't go back to that one that month. So the first thing I started with in August was hands-on design, the laundry company. I have all the 3 patterns so far, and my laundry room is gray and Tiffany blue, so that's why I chose this, and I'm probably going to finish it something very similar to how it's finished, how Kathy finished it. This is where I am. I got a good start. It's a nice, easy pattern to work on. I love it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to waste time going through, but I have to keep things in their project bag or else I'll get totally messed up. The second thing I worked on, I started in 2017. It was a Flosstube pattern that I got online. And I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, it's a Lakeside Needleworks pattern online that they did for free. And it's going to be a biscorno when it's done. I hand dyed my own fabric. 28 count Monaco. I finished side 1. Hand dyed it orange. Ritz. And this is the side 2 that I'm starting. Like that one. Currently working on, I don't know if I'll get to work on this anymore today, and then my 4 days is up. Plum Street Sampler, sheep heap. Again, sheep. You'll see a lot of sheep in my collection because, again, I raised them. Love them. So cute. Last one I had, I was 35. I think we got her. And she unfortunately passed away. But, yeah, I had them in my elder years too. This is where I'm at. And of course, I just watched Farm Girl's video this morning, and she changed the stars in the sheep to the same color as the face and I believe, I don't know what color she used, but the middle one. And I'm debating taking them out because it shows up really good here on screen, but when I look at it, I don't see the stars as good, and I love the gray in it, so I might be doing some frogging out here, guys. I stitched this on, oh, where is it? I'm sorry. They call for 36 count Oaken, but they didn't have any more in stock, so at my local needleworks, so I went with, I think it's Legacy, and it looks just as good. I like it. And I have the whole collection, so I will be doing the whole set, and I have a whole idea how I'm going to finish. Needle minder that I made myself. It was an old pin back from probably the 80s, and I took the back off and slapped a magnet on, and it works wonderful. This is my to-go, and I keep this in my purse because it's really small. I've been working on this whole series from, this is an old pattern that I've had in my stash forever. A Prairie Year, I've been working on them. I got the turkey, the pumpkin, the bunny. I think that's all. And now I'm working on the heart for July. This is where I'm at. I'm stitching on this on Ada. It's by, I believe, Picture This Plus. And I'm sorry, I'll have to look up the name. I didn't write it down. but it's so soft from Picture This Plus. And this is my to-go project at lunch. I keep it in my purse if I'm in the car. I've been stitching on this since StitchCon, so I don't put a lot of time into it. I'm taking it tonight. My husband's taking me to see the Cleveland Orchestra at a venue called Blossom. And part of Blossom is a pavilion that you can sit under and you're sheltered. And part of it you sit on this huge hill and you can watch bands, and they have all kinds of music there. But our Cleveland Orchestra has a summer series, and we're going, and they're playing tributes to Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra tonight. So my husband's taking me for our anniversary, which was last week, 27 years. And I'm going to take this with me and stitch it while we're listening to the orchestra. I'm not telling him because he'll get mad, but if I already have it there, he won't say anything. Another to-go project that I'm doing, and there's 4 pieces to it. This is out of the Stony Creek Winter 2018 catalog or magazine. I did cover up, I know they're in a magazine, but I still don't like to see patterns like that. So this is the one I'm working on. The 4 pieces they have around a pencil container. And this is the last one I have to do. I'll show you all of them together when I'm done. This is where I'm at. So cute. It's on perforated paper. I love ladybugs too. Stay calm. So I'm gonna I'm actually gonna my Hook and Leader workshop Just Stitching is she does evening stitches, and I have 2 of them this week to go to, and so that's what I'm gonna work on. Here's the one project that I finished, one in June for my Smalls Exchange at the StitchCon, and I'll show you what I received. I'm almost done with this part, and then I'll show you what I received. But what I did was Hands-On Design by Kathy Airman, Sunshine on a Stem. This is not what I stitched for my exchange. I should have brought all this stuff. Maybe I can insert a picture when my husband and I edit. If not, I'll try next time. I did a needle book for my exchange, and I did it on 28 count 1/1, and it was so small and so cute, I must say. And I finished it into a needle book. But I did one for myself, 28 count. I'm so almost done, guys. I just have to put the leaves on, which are felt. And you stitch on the felt, like the veins in the leaves. I'm almost done. So that's my next week project to work on too. So that'll be a finish. And my last week of August project that I have, I think you've all seen this. It's God Save the Queen by Annie B's Folk Art. I am doing it on 28 count Country French Cashmere. I've just kept this one on a frame. That's where I'm at. I have the flower on this side and the hive. The bees all done. And then I just have to put God Saves in the line goes around this side. So not too bad. I think I picked a pretty good fabric to do it on. Nice and soft. And that's all my August projects that I'm working on, rotation. Next thing I'm going to do is my stash enhancements. I said I would share with you what I received from. I got this from Amber from In Stitches, from the Amber and Melissa In Stitches. Awesome. Didn't know Amber from anything. I say keep calm all the time, and I just love it. And the fabric is green. It's a greenish and a purple. I love purple. She finished it in a flat fold. Love it. I keep this on my little table next to my chair in my living room where I stitch, because we all know that cross stitching is therapy. Thank you, Amber. Oh, I was going to show you one thing that I've also been working on besides my cross stitching. And like I said, I was watching Farm Girl this morning on her video. What did she pull out? A hexie pattern for paper piecing quilting. I started doing this probably last summer sometime. I can get into a little bit more when I get to it, but here's all my hexies that I've done for a project. I'll get into it more another day, but this is what I've been working on. It's for fall, and it's going to be a mug rug. So that'll be another finished project I have to do. I have another one started here, as far as I got on that one. I hand stitch all of them. I don't sew them. My paper pieces are still in there. So, yay, Farm Girl. And so that's all I have. If you have any questions, comments, anything, you know where to put it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I hope I did okay for my first video. I know I'm nervous and moving a lot, and sorry for that if I got anybody sick. So until the next video, which I plan to do in about 2 to 3 weeks, because like I said, I want to keep myself accountable to getting some stuff finished, and the only way I can do it is to get on this video. So until then, keep calm and cross stitch. Bye, have a great day.